Welcome, Sazali. So good to have you with us.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my perspective on this topic. Quite a challenging topic when we talk about SASE. It is a new framework. It is not a technology, it's a new framework. And before I go further, let me share my slide. I have about 9 slides. I hope we can cover this slide within this 20 minutes. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can see your slide. Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, this topic is quite relevant and very significant, yet it is a new subject. I'm still new in this area. In fact, I'm working on this area also, and there are many things that I myself got to learn, and I would also like to share my opinion, and at the same time, maybe I can also get something from the audience. And our world is getting more interconnected. Why? This is very significant with rapid digital transformations. And in fact, our session today is possible because we are using relevant application and network services that allow us to work from remote locations. And before we discuss about SASE, as I mentioned, SASE is not a technological issue, it's a policy issue. It is a framework network architecture. So before we discuss about SASE, let us try to understand our digital landscape, emerging technologies in our cyber environment, in our ecosystem. From there, we look at the complexity of technologies and our networks, and we will also look at various risks and security issues facing our networks arising from the technologies and infrastructure that we rely on. Today, digital technologies and telecommunication infrastructure are at the center of our society, and they are becoming more and more dominant in our lives. In fact, we are very much dependent on these technologies and network infrastructure in our day-to-day activities, be it in social, education, business, and so on. They serve as catalysts that drive our business progression and prosperity. Something that we have to remember, as we become more advanced and high-tech, so do cyber threat and criminals. Because whenever technology change, threats and criminal also change. In fact, criminal, they benefit from the advancement of technologies to enhance their knowledge and skill. And most of the time, they will come up with new tools and techniques in committing a cyber attack, replacing traditional methods. Therefore, we also have to change the way we perceive and manage security by adopting more innovative cybersecurity approach so that we can remain relevant in today's and future environment, which are highly interconnected. And failing to do so, we fear that the technologies that we are using will be the same technology and infrastructure, be misused by the criminal to go against us. The same technology, the same network, the same cloud computing, and so on. So as ASEAN, as a region, as we become more prosperous and more advanced, we also become more attractive target for criminals to pursue their various malicious motives, be it financial, be it information. So we are very attractive target. The situation became more alarming during pandemic and post-pandemic COVID-19 era, as people have been working from home and from anywhere, meaning that the network perimeter has gradually dissolved because we have remote working activities done by businesses. Then these are multiplied by the number of workers that the business have. So we have diversified technologies, users, businesses, offices in the digital environment. Here, organizations have to respond quickly to this large number of workers who are operating from remote environment or remote office that open up more security challenges. But while at the same time, we also want the workers to be able to access our business resources securely. So how to balance between security, services, and convenience? Yeah. Apart from people, business, they are connected to our networks. There are various strands of technologies that are also connected to the same networking. Mobile devices, namely handphones, tablets, computers, we use to access the network and do various different online activities. We do online banking, online business. In fact, we use the same mobile devices for social media and so on and so forth. And through these mobile devices in which we are connected to network, we can access various different kinds of services from the cloud. And all these are convenient for us. And we should realize, and we also have realized the issue of cloud security, because the user, they can always download various apps from the cloud, and some of the apps can be malicious. So how to control at the endpoint, maybe not much, but how we control within the network architecture. And we also must remember, not only we can access the cloud, which is public domain, but the criminal also can access the same public domain for criminal activities. In fact, they can use cloud as public domain as a training ground to practice their cyber attack. And then before they can actually enhance their skill in committing cyber attack. So is the cloud secure? And according to Gartner, as shown on the screen, through 2025, at least 99% of cloud failures are with the customer fault, because it is not technological issues. Technology is there to serve us, it is neutral, but the users, sometimes when they use the cloud, they have no idea how the data is handled and how data is managed and how security is enforced. And they just surrender or pass all these matters to vendors. By right, as users, as business, we have to enforce our information or cybersecurity policy requirement. We are the users, so we have to know how our data is kept and how we want to protect our system. So it is policy issues, it's not technological issues. And in network environment, the more devices that we use, the more we get connected. Actually, the more we create attack surface and attack vectors. Therefore, the more we are vulnerable and exposed to cyber attack. And how we deal with this kind of situation? Because we want to benefit from the advancement of technologies, but at the same time, how we make sure that our system, our organization, and our information is secure, how to balance. Because we are living in the world where risk and security coexist. So we need to balance both. Traditionally, what businesses have been practicing, it is what I read during my research. All traffic is forwarded to a data center and firewalls for inspection and verifications, because all the various relevant applications were hosted at the organization data center. So it is relevant if the application are hosted centrally. But as we discussed just now, in which I highlighted some of the issues, remote working environment is a trend today. And in fact, it will be part of our new normal for future network computing. So people are operating and will be operating more from remote home, offices, and remote location, and so on. In view of this, in remote working environment, people will be connecting directly to cloud application, making traditional perimeter-based security, namely by forwarding traffic to data center, can be no longer effective or relevant. Furthermore, forwarding such remote traffic to data center for inspection and verification, and then sending back to the user again can be troublesome. The traditional architecture, if applied, can reduce efficiency, productivity, and hurt the end users' experiences. As we are connected to more people, devices, services, and organizations, perhaps we didn't realize we also change our digital ecosystem and business supply chains. So in this regard, security of every point within the ecosystem and supply chain is very important, and that can be difficult to manage. We had every link can be weakest link, and we had to manage the weakest link, because one link is broken, the whole chain will be broken. And the truth is that we have to reassess the risk every time our digital ecosystem changes. Because as I mentioned earlier, whenever technology changes, threat also changes. New risks are coming. So we have to reassess our digital ecosystem. We are facing new risks, and therefore we need a more effective network security approach to cope with rapidly changing network trends and security challenges. And it is impossible for us to use the same approach to secure our networking computing. That's why we had to assess the risk. In this regard, perhaps the best option is to transform a wide area network and security architecture with SASE using a new architecture. But business can still ensure direct secure access to application and services across multi-cloud environment, regardless of location of the user's application, devices, and so on. That's the idea. The users, business can ensure direct secure access to application and services across multi-cloud environment, regardless of location. This is what security is in the cloud all about. What is SASE? As I mentioned by Gartner, the future of the network security is in the cloud. As I mentioned, I also new in this area, but these are some of the definition by Cisco and some of the many other experts. Not much differences. We can adopt this definition, but basically, I would like to quote and refer what Gartner offer SASE as the future of network security. That's the main idea. SASE is a framework for cloud-based network security. It was first presented by Gartner towards the beginning of 2020, still new, last 2 years. So SASE is a framework, as I mentioned, for network architecture with cloud-based cybersecurity solution. It provides comprehensive wide area network capabilities with comprehensive network security function. SASE also brings cloud-native security technologies, namely software-defined wide area network, a virtual road that securely connect users to application, secure web gateway, security service that responsible for filtering unwanted traffic, cloud access security broker, which is deployed for security governance as a third-party security software tool, firewall as a service, a security layer on a cloud-based network perimeter that is used regardless of location of various endpoints, and maybe last but not least, zero trust network access used for inspection and verification on any access to any IT resources to organizations. And the purpose is to have ownership over access control via user verifications. So these cloud-native technologies, together with wide area network capabilities, will secure users, system, and endpoint when they are connected to application and services anywhere. These are delivered as a service from the cloud and can be managed centrally. So there are various benefits of SASE as shown on the screen, and maybe I don't have to explain one by one because there are many other benefits from various cybersecurity experts. You can have 4, 5, or even 10 different, and how we look at network security issues and how we want to approach it. But basically, overall, SASE is to support the dynamic secure access need of modern businesses to cope with the rapid digital transformation so that business can progress and can advance. SASE is the conversion of software-defined web-enabled edge and cloud-delivered security capabilities. So it is emergent. We don't have to worry about the security when we are using the cloud, because the security services is provided by the cloud itself. So SASE not only can enforce security, but it also can realize the true value of cloud investment for businesses to advance and to progress in today's world, which is very competitive. So I think I have come to the last slide. This is my conclusion and way forward. Digital businesses transformation demand greater agility and scalability, and a business must be able to respond to that and be ready. Modern organizations need to ensure that their users receive good services and experience from everywhere, but at the same time they are secure and safe when they are using online activities or online services. And future security is in the cloud, and we have to be ready for that, and we have to change our mindset. And we cannot manage security centrally because the way we are operating now, we are diversified, we are operating remotely, so users, application, and devices are everywhere within the network. So how we ensure the security of endpoint, and the combination of software-defined web-enabled capabilities and cloud security function are the future for the organization. And network architecture must reduce complexity and security, and enhance security. So this is what SASE is about, to reduce complexity and enhance security, and allow users to connect to the network everywhere, regardless of location. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you.